Matty ma buam se uche machelinen is faantje go season more de rugby in een baan aan de nalaf gaan je baan gewil fastbus na doegen aan de college gach fastbus jaravi kuf in de krinje de tosje hu is een hoofdteen in Jugeta voor jarajes in Spanje en Almeria Spanje en Alappe aan de game Carsjar. Matty va maar hoe smik al de rums duur komen zullen de game als je goed Orolien waarom de half daige toerist Sarah my co-commentator and analyst today is 40 times cap Scottish cap Sarah Law. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Unusual
Thanks for
to say
having
good
me along
morning for a rugby match, but I was just saying this is the start of a huge season for Scottish rugby. We've got the Six Nations in 2 weeks, but even more importantly, towards September, we're looking at the games for the qualification for the World Cup. It's a massive season. This is not a friendly.
Yeah, it's a huge season for us, and this is the start of it. This is obviously a great warm-up for the Six Nations, which starts in 2 weeks' time, but we're looking much bigger this year to the World Cup qualifiers, which will happen in September. So the Six Nations will act as a warm-up for that as well.
So how much of today's match and the preparation, the selection and all of that, how much of that is geared to the Irish match or to the matches later on?
Yeah, I think a lot to the Six Nations. We've obviously only got 2 weeks before that competition starts, and this is great warm-up and a chance for the players to get used to the game, get back into the shape and the structure, having played club rugby since the Autumn International. So great to get back in the zone and get prepared for the games in 2 weeks' time.
So one of the interesting aspects of today's match and the Six Nations and particularly the Ireland connection is this bunch that we've got here at 9, 10 and 11 in the world rankings, Spain, Ireland and Scotland. Explain to me how today's match might or might not affect these rankings in particular.
Yeah, so the way the world rankings are set up is that the teams play against each other and take points off each other in each of the fixtures. The World Cup qualifier tournament in September will be seeded based on world ranking points, so they are really important. Spain, Ireland and Italy are the ones who are probably going to be involved in that with us, so all quite closely bunched together, and we want to put ourselves in the best possible position we can be come September time.
So just to take a wee look back, you had fantastic results in South Africa. That was a tremendous success. Maybe just not hitting the spot in the matches in the autumn test matches that Scotland played. So today's about getting back on track.
Yeah, I think they'll be looking for a good performance today. It's been great to have 4 games already this season. That's something we've never had, and it's great preparation this year to have so many of those games. This one will be a good test of where we are heading into the Six Nations and heading into September.
Now the matches between Scotland and Spain, you've played in a few of them. I don't think you've played on this particular pitch in Almeria, but they tend to be close affairs. We know Spain have got a big point to prove. They're outside the Six Nations, so they're trying to work themselves up in terms of reputation. This is not going to be an easy match for either side, is it? No,
I think it's going to be a really closely fought game. I think there's been 5 points between the teams in the past 3 fixtures. It's going to be a tight game for both teams, and both teams have got a point to prove, I think.
Now, a lot of people who tune into our coverage of the Scottish games will know Chloe Rowley's name. We'll come back to the full team lineup shortly, but there is no Chloe Rowley today. How much of a difference does that make to the Scottish game plan? I think she's out with an injury at the moment, and hopefully she'll be back soon. But I don't think it differs too much. We've still got the likes of Rona Lloyd and Megan Gaffney on the wings. There's a lot of pace there. And your centres and Lisa Thompson and Hannah Smith give you a lot of direct running as well. So I think they'll cope really well today. It'll be good to see Evie Tompkins at fullback as well, see how she goes. So pick out a couple of, or the main threat if you want. I know from my own viewing of them, Patricia Garcia, the scrum half, is pivotal, pardon the pun, but she is very much key to this. So the 9-10 link briefly is going to be important. That's where their game is going to be run from. Yeah, I think so. I think Patricia Garcia for Spain, she's playing 9 today, she can play 10. She controls the game from wherever she is. She controls the pace of it. And everything they do comes through her, so she'll be a key player for them, and if Scotland can shut her down, then I think they'll win this. In one word, your prediction?
Scotland by 6. That's
Well,
more than
that's
one
3
word.
words.
But that's my prediction.
We'll take that. Tafalas Sarah, Vision Klein was Sarah Marahid in game Erst. Is na skippy and Chinamach, Halaf at a live cleave, yet on the Gora Marisavish, Nispanji, and well, Jarak and Mikinjach, Jarak Orange. Yes, well, Kakan Mate, Junior Krunja Hujo, Munjan Spanish Lewis in the game in Chimichel, different skieren, as a Spanian, you, and the Nalmiriam, and the Hursmi, and the Yaras in the Spain. Hier Turis and the Skippy and Krunja who Iridiana Farka Hajo. Is maar hoe Sera Hanjel Kuserevi echter is ne Gemikin had gleich ne Vlionigen hij Shachet. Is vaantje Griel Gule had de show wel af Kutjach. Laan pas, no pas big koju. Maar course dat is in de hoge hoe Marisavish is ne Gemikin shortly ne Luyen Nashente. Is Alappe en Doshach. Alla ju Jerich in de wiant rugby na halafel Glasgow de Nation de Punic Quakais de had alle haar stukjes en echt mooi naast de Spanje. Is Spain. There's on the game and jullie pull up bla stoppen ze hier skippen een halve graduation height hierom Fionar en je liefskels ze bij actief actief is vaak gekend aan de deur Orste Shia Giuk en je kolles bij uske ze bij aan is een ja kiet procent de uske kiel hoog nach dike no gedike. Geef je in de maag gegaan strijd. Dus skippen de halve haken je dan ook maar haar later, maar de Savage Daniel achter humor ze bij en gekaren bij hun. Lia Bartlett nog zo'n hier terug is dat truurig in van de pijnge uit Shen INF Kutjoch. Ik had van onze jeugd Helen Nelson, Jenny Maxwell, wie ons ook kutter mag de galappen. Van de pijngen Karkavaka het al trein. Isabel Rico is skipper in Spanje. Is Kumsuler en lang is het jeugd zo Kutjoch. Patricia Garcia gezondertje is een goede game. Ik is het goede kalgen en gelijk trouw Argudo. ag ar y fyddi. Reit yr a hacyn y diwf ban yr angach Dorian Domenio. Sy'n car cafacach yn y jalafan y ginwgyn fo ar Carsten is y Sbaen. Ydyn cafacach. Agus fi sy'n y gennym ac yn y sgipian. Mae'r adadoledd o'r stys tyddach merach gydosioch fo sgipian y halafa. Agus sy'n dosioch tosioch i gyr y gad. Scola ddim ar y hwrs mi ha Sarah Law, my co-commentator and analyst. Sarah Law, do you get the feeling again? You still get that tingling feeling, even though you're just injured, that you want to be out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you hear the anthems, the goosebumps you get, it's rubbish sitting here not being able to do anything about it. But
it's the second best seat in the house, don't you? So it's not the start Scotland would have wanted, though?
No, not an ideal start, but hopefully they can fix it with a set piece straight here.
Garcia. As I go, Calvo tíðach Tracassan agus merach gilvanis Banchi Hinish Curum to Gallop and Bala Hewell agus for the Hool. Tojoch tíðach Dalagate, Rona Lloyd. Jade Conkle and Ishtakar of a Hoch Givisic the Hunakalahoun. Gule in the wheel. Alafagelish to be on a ball. Hewell Nish going to do well. Agus Curum had to fall because a Curumac Alafa show. Scoring. It's a here. Davinet. Agus Gama Furister again. How to Hannah Smith. Gareth off. But did a scolt the line of Gian. Skipping a span. Agus for a Dunya Ek Bala. Agus Ek did a lot of Ekagmas. Shamefully Gish in the Hoon. She won't get many easier run-ins than that, will she, Sarah?
No, that's a fantastic start for Scotland there. Really strong set piece, turnover, and then getting the ball into space really early on, finishing well.
2-on-1. These are the chances at international level. When they come along, you have to take them.
Absolutely, and they did really well. Straight off a turnover there as well, clicking straight into action, which is pleasing to see.
Da hyrus agus y diw, wel biwan yn bi Ceistion Cohadol y Fripa gyfwyl dy galap at yn y pwys, Jasha Helen Nelson y skipper, a gael yn ôl i chydosioch, wyn yn se Lana Skelden ys gan gael, ach a corn gwas simply bi on the bost. Wel, Corym, y tîns y Corym regal alaf dolar hosioch Siach Gynioni ygys a di haniel 3 minutes in fuse i'r bors. Well, see, if you offer any coach or any of the players a try, 7 points to the good after what we haven't even got 3 minutes on the clock, you'd bite their hand off for that.
Yeah, absolutely ideal start from Scotland. Really good hands by the backs, getting the ball into space early on and making a line break, getting some offloads in behind as well, and finishing really well. So they'll take a lot of confidence from that start into the rest of the game. Hopefully that'll be them settled into it, and we'll see more.
Well, Dídach Marigier ydw, Siach Gynioni, Gra, Hannah Smith, ys hwnna I Corym ygys Chadiani Hwys, Choshin Plishen on the Cwsgem eich hyn. Tfemi is fan yn ysgeli cwys ysyn. Tfemi halaf y fi cwr ymach cwdiach nach syl a Dídach gwyd y la. Dal fan roen iach gysydd yr adol i gael caicon no golch yn y loeni ygys ar y gysif at yr roen o'ch i golch yn y loeni. Rhaid sydd ciar cwdiach fe cawn. Margarita Rodriguez. Ta gwyl. Gysif Jade Conkle.
It's not straight.
Tug caicon. Our Spanish broadcasting friends like the Scottish try, obviously, which is no bad thing. But the interesting choice from Jade Conkle there with the squint put in to opt for the scrum instead of the line out. Does that be part of the Scottish game plan, do you think?
I think that first scrum we saw earlier was really solid from the Scottish pack, so it'll give us a good platform for the backs. We've already seen how dangerous the backs can be with open space, so hopefully this will give them a good platform to attack from.
Jenny Maxwell, goal kicker. De eerste lappen voor Gaskuile. Die Harry heen die ik dik verjeren gezet. Conkle, de eerste frisse gewijne. Trúr na bat agus Sjáfalúas úr í arase. Skeldan na gael Céimile. Aster fo alapa. Clwyd yr yn giliorid y dwa hawl Hannah Smith yr glach gyda'r y sioc yda. Emma Vassel. Pennas y tîn go alapa. Ysbant I gyda gol roat edrych wrth y siit. Right at it. Fyd I tiliglig I le alapa clwych. Conkle.
Advantage outside, huh?
Die de gekiezd te Jenny Maxwell, que willen bal echt gehaast en is de macher en die wil achter die is wel lappen. Bal de Hyundai en is de Ash. Lan je Spanje fin. Greimer han je laten vinden zo hugere bal. Maxwell die is. Oh, prisje gelijne Céimile. Oh, dat is de gut gedaan. Agus van Trietiak, Sabina Hurtado. Come skippelt de sheet agus Licky Lisha Chluich. The goal sheet. Well, the Spanish have actually hardly had a touch of the ball, but that was a great interception. The referee allowed that penalty to go for some time without calling it back because Scotland had such good possession, but that's been a feature of their game, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really pleasing to see the patience from the girls so far. They've kept the ball really well, stretched the Spanish defence, and have made a couple of really good line breaks just from being patient and letting the opportunities come.
If you were Spanish just now, you'd be saying, geese the ball for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been completely starved of it so far.
Kijk hem al op. Goes Jade Conkle gehorstje mag gedaan zo. Plooi Latine Hannah Smith. Stjacheri is komen het al.
11.
Laughlin ik het schach. Pennas Latine Conkle. De tuum is thuis van de halappen. Mag die is John had de gelukkig er nachtje. Die is niet mal. Een korre mag gekomen het al haast. Nelson.
Stay. Okay.
Siobhan Catigan.
Stay.
Coromela Skelden. Gagluas at the east. Hannah Smith. Macherie is going to wel. Gaffney if you haven't run a line, hij lachen, hij staat mee. Daarna scoort de galappe voor Megan Gaffney. Er is het 8 minuten. Alappe irregular Hoshach, Lisha Darna score, and that feature of that again, Sarah, was their possession and their patience.
Yeah, fantastic to see again. Keeping the ball really well, some great carries in the middle by Hannah Smith and Jade Conkle to begin with, and then just keeping the ball and waiting for the opportunity, waiting for the Spanish defence to become narrow, and then a great finish by Megan in the corner.
She had a lot to do by the time she got there. They had narrowed in quite a bit, but she had to go for the pace, and just for a split second there I thought she was just going to be forced out right in the corner.
Yeah, some really good strength by Megan to get in the corner, but it's great to see Megan's already touched the ball twice. Rona's had two line breaks already. We're 10 minutes in and the wingers have already seen lots of the ball and lots of action, which is really good to see from Scotland.
So Philip Doyle, Scottish coach, will be reasonably happy with that, you would think?
Yeah, I hope so. I think they've just got to keep it on now. keep the pressure on. Two really good scores to begin with, but they can't let off. They need to keep going, because this Spanish team, as soon as they touch the ball, we know how dangerous they can be.
Where's Lana when you need her? There she's doing the business. Gislaich Maga. Oh, die ach wij gaat een mooie shit zie. Burnivi, ach ik did a Johnny Kutusan.
Okay.
So this was where the hard work came, Sarah. She really had to fend off the standoff, and she just turned her in time.
Yeah, really good. Good fend and finish from Megan at the end. Got herself in the corner.
I don't know that the Spanish coaches would be too happy with the tackle, just that they never really committed to it and just allowed her in.
Yeah, I think she had a lot of space at the end as well, which is always concerning as defender, but Megan did a really good job there.
10 minuten in de gloch, tussen Twing ik alappe, tussen Gugnoni. De eerste bal, er al die we jammer agu ruppige de vlakke hashen er alleen niet, agu lische Spaan.
Yes. 6. How many are you? 5 girls.
Beerle Spanish. Pikken de rangisch stoken, maar al uit alle dorst. Sloeg de Spanje via in die dokal. Wat een makkelijke lijnje aan de verkooike keer is iets aan de bonner. Wat een jonige balen roei. Hoe vlieg je het niet aan de show?
It's okay. Stay.
Nou in de kuur, ik weet niet. En je overgeven wie via die preppen en of je Chili balen.
Rayon. 7.
Wie is het hele Spanje van Korm van Vaske de Waal? Prachtige lijnen, goede turres al op het draaste. Stjachen en Viana die is jeet konkelijk aste. Taren is die truur. Chimichelora. Er is een oorson. Jenny Maxwell het alkalaar. Het is een goede trainer.
Ladies. Stay.
Oh, dat is goed gedaan. Dat is Laura Delgado.
Wait.
Gewoon nog zo hier turres akkoord met een Spaanse gebal. En er is een goemal, snoors nog roze. Via je had kunnen inmelken. Hij is een keer een stuilachje. Zomaar het kan gaan. Medin.
7. Man. Finish.
Wat een groot. Is geen goemal als hij aan gedaan.
Awake. Stay. Stay.
Staat hier de eerste maar voetje nog. Rodriguez. Duan. Hij staat de toosje voor de schuld. Jeff Haas voor de Bejika. Guido. Ga op de region, dan zit het goed. Je zou dat de Bejikaan heeft. Trisje, de reë met de bal. Van de Spaantje gestoken. Dan gaat het roon jaar. Dus kan hem aan de Spaantje chillig. Dat was een raar de hele. Well, it's all beginning to kick off, isn't it, once they get going? Now, I know you mentioned just before we came on here, you were watching the Spanish preparation and you were saying it looks like they're going to be playing on the wings. That's what we expected, you know, moving the ball. The problem they've got here is they're not getting the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that was their first real possession, and they did move the ball quite well
They
there.
looked very comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that's their first opportunity. There's been a lot of offloads from both teams at the moment. I wonder if the Spanish, having not had much of the ball, are looking to play as much as they can now.
We haven't mentioned it much, but there's quite a stiff breeze in the Spaniards' back, so that's going to dictate, I suppose, the way Scotland are going to play. There is no point in kicking into this stiff breeze, so possession is all, and maintaining possession.
Yeah, absolutely. And
you can see there, you see how breezy it is.
Yeah, Scotland look like they're playing with a lot of confidence there as well, though. They're playing out of their 22, but getting line breaks through the middle as well as on the wings.
Naughty. The early shove there.
On the line.
So this is the playmaker, Patricia Garcia. She calls all the shots. She dictates the whole pace and style of the Spanish game.
Yeah, absolutely. She's really experienced as well, and you can see just trying to settle everyone down. I think the Spanish girls, having not touched the ball much, getting a bit excited, and she's there to just calm the situation down and control it all.
Wel, mae si dy ddewr sta mi swynnu hwg at y lig y reit yr ygys niach yr y loenio. Ygyd log o'n y ddewr sta hynny sta cor am ygys fain at brisig y loenio galapa, cwnos dy galapa, ys o'n i hi dyrys. Carstel na hwyrach, mas dwyr na Span, jich fasgir loenio na halapa, pas fatach, si cartan, ys y gwy. Well, scramble defence. I thought there was an early forward pass in that movement way back and originally at the touchline, but you have to play the whistle, and they do pose. There's no doubt about it. They've got some fantastic runners, and we know that Argudo at 10 is a great runner, and we're beginning to see them work their way into the game, really.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of the girls have come from Sevens programme as well, so they're all agile and quick. And each of them dangerous individually, so we need to make sure we shut that off as well.
Stay up, I don't, stay up. Crash! Bind! Set!
Galapa kabuchtig, Camille, Gagul en Gor en Gul, who's via 3 at the I often see it in commentaries. That's like scoring a try, isn't it?
Yeah, that is fantastic from the girls. It was a really good attacking opportunity for Spain there, and we've shut it off straight away from the set piece, which is great to see. Hopefully they can get a good exit, and we can play out from there.
I'm really impressed with your analysis of the forwards.
That's as much as you'll get from me from the scrums. That was good, that.
Well, that was easy. But it was impressive. I mean, they absolutely destroyed them there. That's a huge lift. Sen, det rear it you the good at Cor Gul at the in of Jifferu was a hive. Skonna hier is zo alleen de week kopper gekleven. Dan gaan we zo Sierra Bonner. Well, Cora can be
No advantage, it's not straight. So
I was just seeing how well the Scottish line-out was going.
Yeah, I think you can see the breeze a bit there.
Yeah.
Looking to go to the back there with a strong wind. Maybe not ideal, but we've seen how good the scrum was, so hopefully we can get the same result here.
Okay. Okay. Crash! Bind! Set! It's okay. It collapse. We reset. Square red, and I'd go here.
Toen ligt maar goed al shiv.
Okay.
Feken terug hind. Ook al de microfoon right er shit. Ach, zijn kunt je een route nu is het tahorst. Gehari is a hiken or shit.
It's okay.
Apologies for any indiscretions in linguistic terms
Bind!
you may have picked up on the referee's mic.
Set!
These things happen in the heat of the moment.
Okay.
Shara Dudashov in the span, Jikatala, Perish, Gangur, Ratir, Argudo, Chinishjach in the game, and Eshtekadovich, with a small high fan, you will. Close it. These pretty big three. Rashid.
No, not!
Garira Marachai, for Ishal, the ball, in Macassan, Rashid, Argudo, Tidaka stop with three.
Away, one, no! Okay.
Kavak Severe, Alafas in Lisbandi, you could click it in the Stach, there are click here at Hallow. Someone had to chase a verash mark, here to this brave Bachashin Savel Chikilor. I suppose the point about playing into a stiff breeze like that is just choosing when to kick and making sure if you're going to go for touch that you actually get there, not to create another running chance for the Spanish speedsters, if you want.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was good control from Helen there as well. We've had a couple of carries and not really made any yards. That was probably the right time to kick.
It also breaks up the Spanish rhythm when they're just getting into their swing, just to turn them back. Rhaead Merach Sheet. Agus Rachel McLaughlin.
No, it's a wreck. Back.
Pwch dy tred i ddad. Frisio gloin yn y Span. Ha fawr y hwyl y tyrus ach ysyd cardan agus arst. There's no need to force the game or chase it at this point. Is there no need for clever passes, or it's more about retention of the ball and just working your way up the field?
Yeah, I think so. I think the first 5 minutes, all of those offloads were sticking straight off. I think we just need to get a bit more controlled now. Keep the ball. The ball's been swinging from one side to the other a bit in the last 5 minutes. I think one team needs to get a bit more control and just keep the ball.
Well, it's a dream start in 10 minutes to Hannah Smith, Megan Gaffney, 2 tries, so it's inevitable that either it slackens off or they become over ambitious a wee bit. They just need to steady the ship a bit. Scrum's been going well.
Yeah, Scrum's been going really well. Spain haven't been able to get any solid ball from that. They haven't really been able to attack in the backs from this platform.
Shot at Gina Diest, a lot of Gabouf do. Ach, de dure shot. Ach, gerein je mag. Sjanko Lewis at all Suez Gudo Heisach gekweemat. Kruijmeen door een stoosje geschoelen boeil. Klok het garam, maar is het lier garam, maar het jeeg. Goede toerus aan de Spanje, Lewis at de boeil, kleine te slow, gekeri. At de keri score. Kijken we de Galapanik en Magorst tot de nooi. Nest i fiachen rwyd gyn i lach. Dyr y sio han nest. Mae'r hannig y bal. Sias a cor y Magnus Ban. Ti'n sio ffi mi at y liwgal. Sgaiach gyda i'r glach gyda ec i bari a. Ha sôn eich man ar y yefi. An la hyd cor am rwy.
No, finish, hold Blue.
I'r fi glich dy skip i hach na Span. Cwydioch smos hyn. Mae chi cor am. Hais eich gy. Dia cor eich gy. Ja, nu vlieg er een keer het Kormelig in de Spaantje genest. Had de waarach geschoten in de mol. Agus at je Kormach had de regaal. Pero Titia. De keer het Kormegaal. De skip in de Spaan. En je ficht minute. Agus han ik shit van de gluiker in Ekibaria. We identified Ekibaria, the fullback, beforehand. Sarah, we were talking about the threats. We know that she is a threat from her play in the sevens. You could see there, she spotted the gap and she cut through. But they did well to finish here. They worked it out quite nicely and they were very patient again.
Yeah, a really good break from the fullback initially. We'd been chatting about how dangerous she was before the programme, and that's really the first time she touched the ball in space. And she's able to get through into the 22, and then good patient build up, waiting for the Scottish defence to narrow to score out in the wing.
You think they'd be a wee bit disappointed with the defence that they didn't manage to push her out? Plenty bodies in the back line.
Yeah, a little bit. I think the Scottish girls have. This is probably a good trigger for them to switch back on now. We had said that Spain would come straight back, and they've had a decent possession of the ball now, and they've scored a try. So I think the Scottish girls need to refocus now.
Van de Vos, nou van een darsen, was het gemaakt vast, go vast gezegd. Zag het in de kooit point gain. Show maar hoe het is. So it's the offloading and just keeping the ball moving, and I suppose the speed. They saw the forward out defending and maybe just thought that was their best chance, so the sidestep. But that's what they can do when they get the ball.
Yeah, a really good execution and stuff at the end. A couple of 2-on-1s, just moving the ball really well. But Scotland will be looking to get a bit more possession now. We've seen what they're capable of doing if they keep the ball. So hopefully now they can do that.
Wel, Coica Dusan yn est, Span yn le Alaba, ro Almeria. agus féimi alapa an cúmal híos is an ocean seo. Neist.
Yeah.
Tíadach dá thuras a dy bhí stoi fichid minid.
On the line.
Fichid mítar an túf na halapa, mar sin. Game a bhórchuid in a game ar a bhí.
Okay, come on.
Is an rúin an seo gan na bharch nó is a
One,
bhean.
away.
Colas an tíadach farach gyn gyfil na Spáin. Tócal rúi game an eist. Agus mar is mó dhéh at a
No,
ball.
it's okay.
Sawn na smó a ní at
It's
leis.
okay, man.
Teicht hat a seo. Dennaf
It's
céman an
okay,
mór.
it's okay.
Céman an mór. Jyn sgynjar. Ta stach ga pennas y chi yn cwydioch. Fasge leikid meter i en av en eist. Shallag ara. Pennas y chi yn cwydioch. Ygys at yn eist et brisig. Ar efo hoch. Ygys y fôr nach dŵr at ymach i Maria Calvo. Sio at y chi yn ydi ystidach. Beth ydy eich yn skip yn y halap. Os yn eich hir turis is y game. Dwi 5 minut yn ficid. Hat fo impi.
Yeah, yes.
Haast pennas.
Five.
An pennas ach gehaast. Fwyd at cwmal y dol. Le is gyfel pennas dy hun.
No advantage.
He's a dol hili. Well, crikey, there's no other word for it. That was a superb piece of forward drive. You don't need to do anything about forward play. This was 50 metres maybe. Terrific.
Penalty.
Just
Togetherness.
Very well organised Spanish maul.
And there's nothing you can do there apart from bring it down and concede the penalty at some point. Very difficult to counter that.
8.
But point made. You can't let them do that.
Absolutely, yeah, very well organised Spanish drive. I think we probably should have taken it down maybe 20 metres further up the pitch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. We shall for even let the goal in is toch 10 meters omlaag. Is die toch?
Yes.
Skipper er fijn dat er van binnen zijn.
It's on the work or not following. Okay. And here.
Helen Nelson. Voor die Helen gaat echt gefeinig. Is toch wel iets die dat via Italië goed in Spaantje. Zo had het hier in de eerste.
No.
Had de kuilen zijn forsen, zijn plastic trainen. Zijn kleger heeft de galap voor zo hier. En jullie zag je kan willen baal. Tjenne Gunnars de Dosjach. Kaartje willen baal. Is Noorzen via en Ike. Garcia. Ach, en al had weer de broer gemaakt.
Stay back. No hands. Stay back.
Zeggen je groot en Nosjan voor nog heel roemig geklozen.
Run away, no hands. Free.
Sick. En meer gaat ik nog. Dan is je smoenie goed Garcia, Amach, Bal en Kavak. Dan gaat de klacht Rodriguez, de Dosjach. Oh, hij laat het trainen. Sapena zijn shows toch wil.
Wait. I stay, wait.
Het hippie van de Kavak. Dus the danger here, Sarah, is that successive. Let's listen to the referee. The successive penalties here could become an issue.
Yeah, so the number 2 stay on the work. So you speak with them and finish. Okay.
Yeah, she's warned them, but Jade Kunkel took a chance there and she's been rumbled. I mean, at some point you have to go for it. But you've seen yellow cards given for that within the 5 metre range.
yeah, certainly. It's been a really building here. You can see the control there from Patricia Garcia just
They know it
organising
works
her
now.
forwards.
Yeah, they've sussed it out.
I tell you,
Yeah, and I think we probably need to try something a bit different just to win the ball back.
Garcia, een goed gedollen die is Rodriguez. Delgado doet de show. Toen is de Chien Argudo maar. Leinde na half het in Suez or aan de Gafek Acheriest. Marach yn yr greu
No,
mewn
no, onside.
barw tietia. Tŵn agos Jach, dwyr y shot.
Away, sir.
Doris Dŵngi le Emma Vassal. Short
Go,
course.
2-2.
Slå in y svaantje. Oh, wordt nog te laven. Barne Koraken.
Oliver. Advantage
Alla
number
Gian
2.
Elaine Ignaniat Tenasile Gian.
No.
Mr. Shosar who rated it. This is dangerous territory, Sarah.
Yes. No. I take number 2 after she can play. So, important number 2 not fall in the second time. So it's in
Yeah.
Number 2.
I think that there's a card here, I think,
Second time.
Sarah.
Okay, so we're going to
I think so. I think about Lana Skeldon as well, who's really important to the Scottish team. A real leader, so that'll be a huge loss for the next 10 minutes.
Lana Skeldon, Kus Fenison is a ruin. It is, well, han is invention. Ro Lehab Schlie is, at the stay. Gavat aan de Gavake. It is who at the stay. Is waarschijnlijk in de eerste.
Est-ce que c'est bon pour toi ou pas?
Die dag wat vast keer een lijntje.
Dus
willen een rechter de reertje is. We zijn zullen de eerste kohoeren stay. Maria Calvo zullen mee. Maria Calvo. Dat is als je naar de Spanje horst de rash. Die gaat tussen en ze wil je smissen stoffen krijgen. Ik wil Lana Skeldon. Yeah, well, it's.
Yes.
This has been coming. They've turned the game round clearly, Sarah. But the biggest blow of all is to have to play probably till half time now without Lana Skeldon.
Yeah, I think that's a huge loss for the forwards. She organises that whole pack in the scrums and the set piece really well. So that's going to be a huge loss in the set piece, but also in open play, she carries the ball really well. She's agile. So Scotland are going to have to manage the next 10 minutes without her.
I don't think we have a yellow card time running there at, you see now, at 8 minutes 50. So she's barely going to get back on before half time. Yeah.
And Scotland 9s and 10s are going to have to manage the game from now, I think. So Jenny Maxwell and Helen Nelson.
Lishagui, Kahunda Gastay, at the push, and you post the ball the runner show. Dusan is na big hier 3% fast der Golostay van Svanji Hoshach. Well, Garcia's influence on the game. I mean, she kicks, she does everything, and had her earlier attempt which hit the bar, post or junction. Had that gone over, the Spanish team would be leading. Yeah,
absolutely. I think the momentum has really swung here for the Spanish, so the Scots will be looking to disrupt that as much as they can. Now control the game, maybe slow it down a wee bit in the next 8 minutes. Manage that time.
Nisht Diatalianev. Shaval Humalikiat Root. Evie Tonkin het alles stage. Could you just een kusje in die haast natuurlijk gaan met de bal.
Stop, no, off it.
Eerst Trisha de Wijn, ik het daar. Dan kan wel Hannah Smith de goede te de safe in je wiel. Marie Forsyth. Joffer wil de klikker in de sjalige is een skippen Kutermach. Gaffney. De eerste goal naar Kassen naar de Jevi. Fuß gleich ze is een penalty in zo de eerste. Merach week wo misschien kan Emma Vassal van de Dol Schachet. Farah Kassen. Prachtig doelen zijn, maar hip Megan Gaffney van trein. Tullivo Sevilla was in, so is it far. Well, Megan Gaffney has proved she's got the means and the wherewithal of getting through them, even playing with 14. She was very, very unlucky at the end there.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that penalty was
It
for.
was
in
off the
end.
feet.
Off
Somebody
feet,
went
yeah.
in off their feet.
But yeah, she's made a good break in the outside channels, didn't force an offload, kept the ball well.
Onside.
Rashid Kaumari is dat niet het na halve.
Number 9, it's here and not under 15. So it's offside. Okay, I see. For me it's offside.
Want je dat geraken Jenny Maxwell? Just a debate there about Jenny Maxwell coming within the tail of the line. She says she went to the mark that the line judge, the assistant referee, gave her, but the referee wasn't happy. These are the kind of breaks that alter the momentum of the game, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a missed touch there. So we've avoided
Justice.
avoided a Spanish line out in our 22. But an opportunity to keep the ball now for a couple of phases.
Yeah, because Scotland don't want any scrums now for this 10-minute period when Lana's off. But
no, certainly not. I think they just want to control it, probably slow it down a wee bit more, and not give the Spanish backs the opportunity to attack.
Oh, or a wee bit of that.
Yeah, that nearly worked out really well for Scotland as well.
But that's the kind of X factor that Megan Gaffney's got on the wing. She can create things out of nothing. Even when there is something, they've got it. But they've got bags of gas on both wings, Scotland, haven't they? Rona Lloyd and Hannah Smith's already shown today she's really up for it.
Yeah, a huge amount of pace in the back three. And they've had lots of opportunities already today, getting the ball in space. And that's something they've not had a huge amount in the past. But we can see what they're capable of doing when they've got that space. So it's just about the back line putting them in the best position, giving them an opportunity to go and show what they can do.
Do you think we have to do the Spanish team justice? They have played themselves back into the game. I don't think it's a question of Scotland taking their foot off the pedal and, you know, having gone so well in 10 minutes at the start there. They didn't ease off at all. I think it's more credit to the Spaniards for coming back into the game properly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that first 10 minutes the Spanish didn't touch the ball at all. They didn't have the opportunity to do anything, and as soon as they have, they've created opportunities. They've made line breaks in the middle. They've kept the ball well in the forwards, which has been so effective for them.
Barrow, Chieta, Irigol, Sleichen, Minute, Goose, Straw, Nashilu, Duezo, Irchiner, Nahatja. Nästa åter. Koik minä Janelle Asunish Lana Skelden. Vi ga aardig na fijn scoren nu in Shencho Hannah Smith the eerst. Dit is af Kumalabuil.
No.
Hoe is het? En dan zie je hoe Konnersdag.
One, no.
Cartigan, Garhorst de Stay. Tennis het in Kualappe. Dit is Johan Karuiketa. Is prep zoals genoshan. Voor die Janiane.
No advantage for you.
Acharok Currams via China. Chance for the Chile. This is exactly what they need for the closing 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely from a Scottish point of view. It'd be interesting to see what option they go for now. Do they go for, looks like they're going for a scrum.
Scrum. So that's going to mean they'll have to bring somebody on for Lana and sacrifice somebody.
Yeah, I think there's probably going to be a reshuffle.
I put a mark.
So they have to bring a hooker on. So the sub would be working out. They're looking at all the options here just for the time it's going to take. So
I suspect Molly Wright will be coming on for her first cap. Yeah, there she is.
Well, that's the first cap for Molly Wright. One is the New Zealand, Achanist Cleich de Galapa. Would she have got her first cap last night? That would be a first cap presentation for her?
They'll have done a jersey presentation last night, yeah. But it's good to see her come on. She's been really good for Watsons this year, and hopefully she can be just as effective.
Oh, I did a good go and look at that. Well, there's not much you can do when you're one down in the scrum anyway, and the Spaniards knew that. Spanish team fully knew that. So the thing now is to try and not concede anything else before half-time.
Back, back, back.
He's even the hand of Wuai.
Back 11. Okay.
Maybe not making as much ground with her kicks, Garcia, given that she's got the wind. I see Sarah Bonner's gone down there, number 5. They don't want another injury at this. They'd want to get to half-time intact, wouldn't they, really? We haven't identified who they put off. That's another issue. Who went off to allow that replacement?
Yeah, no, I can't say I spotted.
He's one of the backs, I think. This wouldn't be terrible. Now let's have a look at all these numbers. We've got 11, 12, 13. All the backs are still there. Yeah, so they've taken somebody from the pack.
I wonder if Rachel McLaughlin might have gone off.
Yeah, I suspect so. All the backs are there. We've checked them off.
Ryan?
So the message from above would be,
I think they've got 3.5 minutes now till half time. I think they need to get the ball back and just keep the ball for that time.
Yeah.
They've been patient and making line breaks out in the wing as well, even when they've been down to 14 men, but I don't think they should push it. I think they should just keep the ball, control the game, get to half time and then regroup and go again.
Dus we Argentina gaan gerold in Spanje. Schoffer wil het maar. Zo.
Away! Away, stay. No, off it! No, 11! He's in the red, Bash on me!
Spanje keer de eerste til een steek Cruij. Dan ga ik al lappen. Dan zeg goed maar een shot. Molly right. Jade Konkel. Rydych yn safach yn y hyd y siop ar y wil ffeimar. O, Sean is Hannah Smith ydi eist. O, hai trea. Nôr yn i gol, ysdi, hai gol trea. Fatna Parka. Hannah Smith ydi eist. Ag ysyn y diaraf rwt y gyr y tŵ, fo skip yn y halaf, ag y diaraf yn y jasio, sat gawn ddwniach. Brisig i'r falaf, ag y sgôr ein, ag ys y gloch gyrwy, ag ys gyfaiad lan asgelden yr as, ach, Hannah Smith yr eist, y diaraf ag chymasa hai i'r oloen y brisig. That's what we needed.
Absolutely, that's one way of getting to half-time, isn't it? Great bit of individual skill from Hannah Smith, just getting on the outside of the defender, breaking the tackle, and then the pace to get to the try line.
And that was a clever wee short pass Helen Nelson played. You know, she just held the pass back. The timing was everything.
Yeah, great timing from the two of them, and just a fade to the outside from Hannah Smith as well, and then a step to beat the last defender under the post. I think Helen will probably take the full time to kick this conversion. Give us 10 seconds or so to half-time.
She's been doing all the hard work in the early stages, and then she's just created easy, I don't know how many she's beaten there. She'll claim it's about 14, 15, but easy run-ins at the end, but that's just class.
Yeah, absolutely. She's made 2 or 3 line breaks already through the middle, and then put other people into space. The last pass of that one, she didn't need anyone else, just finished it off herself.
Chicken Iraq Alvolana Skelden, and we swing a kafai Yarash, Hashinek Tusan, Gonung Chiak, Faction Vilana Skelden, the Chilu. Just having a look, I think. Have they got her back on? The clock, yellow clock's at 0 anyway. Just see if we can find her. So the important point now is close it out.
Yeah, absolutely. 10 seconds till half-time. Hopefully they can claim this kick-off and just put the ball into touch.
I
say.
Lana Skelden is in. Lisje Glokke ter Chile. Clúiche an na hen. Stef Kudrock a feiad the ball. Ha gloch gyda
Okay,
gol.
no, one.
Tab a gloch Gisel.
Okay. Is it check? Advantage.
Pennas de Galapa ha sin cíal chu feiad the ball a chud amach gyda. Helen Nelson a Jennifer Cíneach go bhfuil a ball. A dolamach. Agus a sin a tors hiad le.
Is it half time?
Go críoch le Alap 3 scores a chur a gá yw sin a tin Hannah Smith agus Megan Gaffney féin scór eile agus fu di Alap a mus mwyn i hwydw carsfwya ein cwdiach gyfyd a dyfu gymariar le mar a chai cwys yn scór ag leihach sli yma ha Sbaen, Dusan, Alap Nungiag. Wel, a begyn dy gosiach yn ynest os o'n 10 munud yn nummer 10. Bys na goni breon leir y sŵl a hec clwychyd ar yn rugby tyfu mwy i gêm. Wel, y dŵr y sioch eich yn y ceili ar tia ha giwnsach i fi na niach cwndys a hwys a i sliaf a hyr y rhachen gychriach na hw Emma Vassal.
As kind of a child growing up, I was always into gymnastics. That's kind of my main sport at the time. And then as I got older, going into kind of academy, I kind of fell out of love with it. And I think it is a very individual sport. And I suppose at that time I realised that wasn't for me, and a team sport was. But it wasn't until I was maybe 4th year of school, I was about 15. One of my best friend's sisters had tried to start a team, and we were like, oh, let's go along, like it'll be a laugh, like it'll be funny, come on. And that Monday night, I think it was, Mum took me, and I remember Mum saying, what are you doing, like rugby? And I was like, oh Mum, it's just for a joke, come on, it'll be fine. And I am not kidding, from that first one I have never not wanted to play. You notice it from, I started like making a few big hits and coaches being like, and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And then as I kind of got to 6th year of school, I was kind of deciding where to go for university. And with rugby in mind, it was like, Edinburgh makes a lot of sense. So I actually studied at Heriot University. They didn't have a rugby team, but I knew obviously there was plenty of senior teams in Edinburgh that I could join there. That was a huge jump, going to senior rugby. I was terrified. I actually almost started to think, do I love this anymore? And I think it was just the jump, and I needed that, but I was terrified. I was honestly like, oh, I am out my depth. But that's kind of how you learn, how you grow. And that was with my first team. I was with Murrayfield Wanderers, and they pushed me on a lot. And I think from being there, through the coaches and that, I got into the Scotland Under-20 setup.
Can you look back at 15-year-old you and kind of come to terms with where you're at now?
Not at all. Like, and a lot of my really good friends, like some of my best friends from school who I'm still really good friends with, they kind of came along to training as well, had a bit of a laugh and kind of, like it wasn't for them. And they are now like, as if you're now playing for Scotland. And I'm like, it's mad. But obviously when I'm playing and when I'm in camp and when I'm training, it's completely normal. But I suppose when I do reflect, I think when I was 15, and that was me just trying it out for a laugh, really. It is quite big, and especially where we live, like in Aberdeenshire. Rugby is not a big sport here. A lot of people find it difficult to field teams and all the rest of it. So especially down here, it is crazy to think.
Where do you think the main developments in the women's game have come in the last few years? Obviously, under Shade Monroe, the team progressed. Now Philip Doyle's in. What elements have made it better and made the improvements?
Every kind of aspect of the game. All of us are not professional. Players have contracts in place which have kind of helped them with different aspects of their life so that they can play more rugby and play to a higher standard. But I honestly believe that every single person in that team behaves as if they are professional in terms of the S&C involved, like the fitness, a lot of players move into different clubs just to play at a higher level. The time, the amount of camps we're in now compared to the amount of camps we were back in when I started. Games played so much more test games. That's autumn tests now, summer tests. That's just improved significantly as well with like the coaching, as you say. Shade Munro was a huge step forward for us, and that being able to get constant kind of feedback on games, analysis. There's just every aspect of it really has improved.
Tell me how rugby fits in with your life.
I decided to do my chartered accountant qualification and become hopefully a CA. So I'm a full-time auditor, which maybe seems quite different to what what people might think I do. But yeah, I'm doing my CA exams alongside my full-time work whilst training. It's one of these things, again, I started it all thinking it'll be fine, like I'll manage it, like there was no way I was going to stop rugby. But it was huge for me to be able to get a solid career. I've always been quite career driven, but I suppose I didn't quite realise how much rugby would change for females when I started. I didn't really see a huge potential of it going professional, so having a career kind of to fall back on was always really big for me. But now, as the game's kind of progressed, I make it work. It's not ideal at all. Yeah, I work full-time, train most evenings and travel to Edinburgh kind of most weekends. It's hard at times, and I do think being here in Aberdeen, you're a bit more isolated, shall we say, from kind of the central belt, and obviously down south where there's the Tyrrell 15s. That's kind of where you want to be playing to progress for rugby. I don't know if part of me, if my rugby is maybe taking a hit because of this, but like I'm doing everything I can up here to kind of push myself, whether sometimes it is training by myself, just kind of anything to keep pushing forward. But you've got to kind of remember you've also got work in the background.
There is professionalism in the game. Once you complete your studies and you're happy with the career side of things, if professionalism came along and called you, would it be something you would consider?
I don't think anyone that has committed to your sport for as long as I feel I have now could say if the opportunity came along you could turn it down. That's kind of what every athlete dreams of, really, that they're playing the sport they love for a living. Like, you couldn't really wish for anything else. Being professional, it's much more than just training every day and being able to kind of play more games or get time off. It is like the recovery side of it, the kind of mental side of it, the analysis side of it. These are things I maybe try to squeeze in the small hours of the evening, do you know what I mean, which then you go into work the next day knackered. But professionalism is kind of the dream, I suppose.
We're approaching another Six Nations now. Last year was disappointing, but what are the genuine targets for the team and for yourself this season?
I think you can only think about going forward. Again, last Six Nations wasn't great for us, but now it is looking forward to a much bigger picture. It's much more than just Six Nations. We're looking towards World Cup qualifiers. We want to do as best as we can in these Six Nations, and we will go into every game looking for a win. We've had a very good build up to this campaign, so we want it to be one of our best, but everything we are doing is for these World Cup qualifiers. So yeah, we want to put in a performance, whether that's a win or a lose. We just need to see that we're taking the right steps forwards, because ultimately we want to be at our peak come September. It's something like you dream about it, and like we have to make it to a World Cup. It is honestly the pinnacle of kind of our sport. Like, it would be a bit of a pinch me moment when you think back to, again, maybe that 15-year-old me just going for a laugh and then thinking I'm going to a World Cup. It would be huge, and I mean, you can kind of see from what Scotland women football have done, that just has grown significantly. And I think for us, if we can make it to World Cup, that would really put something out there, like people would see us more, and I think you'd get much better coverage, and hopefully you'd like to see more girls thinking, I want to give that a go. I think, that would be the dream.
Aperus Ashley Gidjana, Emma Vassal, she'd scholar Umzidu had Yakmayol, Sarah Law, my co-commentator today. Emma Vassal there, fascinating insight into her life and times. She's just edged ahead of you now. I think today is 41 in a row appearances for Scotland for Emma. That's astonishing in any kind of international context, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fantastic achievement for Emma. Yeah, she's just creeped ahead of me with 41 caps today.
Yeah. You haven't done 40 in a row though.
No, certainly not. My body hasn't held up for that length of time. But yeah, she's been an incredible player for Scotland over the past 6 years.
And a great ambassador for the women's game as well. That's part of her box of tricks as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But does a solid job every time she plays, every time she pulls on the jersey for Scotland.
So 3 tries to 2, fantastic start Scotland had with the first 10 minutes, 2 tries. Hannah Smith's got 2 of them, of the 3, Megan Gaffney the other. 19-12 half time, 3 tries to 2. Fair reflection of the game, briefly?
Yeah, I think so. The first 5-10 minutes for Scotland, really good and had loads of possession. Were really patient with the ball in hand and created lots of opportunities. And the momentum swung a bit to Spain. And then just before half-time, getting that runaway try with Hannah Smith would have put them in a good place going into the second half.
Especially with the wind at their backs.
Yeah, absolutely. Did see it make a big difference in the first half, so hopefully Scotland can use it. It does look like it's died down a wee bit at half-time.
You're still good for your Scotland by 6?
Yeah, at the moment they're Scotland by 7, so yeah, I'm going to stick Scotland by 6.
Okay.
Open the gap, Fred. Open, and here, yes.
Achrahu skipper na Spáin, Llorena Erchinera Chiatiak. Geduan. Nacho Rodriguez. Agus Marisa Kaneshla na Skelden Asha Kalapa Kutjach. Jekars Wuja en Tidach 10 minuten door Liga Slie van Jeruzalem Chicken winnet voor Jeruzalem. Dan ga je after the game Goene Liga Slie is Hannah Smith van daar scoort Tidach Liga Slie. Har voor Unjera al gehoor. Agus agi Sulish in the regal Shias agus an este glia and it's in a wikich Fallas and Miala as a Spain. A do a heater Hoshahorn. The Hoshi game. Is die nodig hem Miala en dan lappen.
Okay, Ashes. Not feet.
Zo beter in de weg in je Toshak game al lappen Kumalabui. Tonkin het in de stay. Van Lan Hool, Jade Kunkel. Neste klacht kunnen je. De gezonde Suez kan ik jou ille in de vark. Hier Salen. Is al skippelt het in Suez Paulo Requena. Wij Harold Mark begis ik kan die.
No.
Maar als je Collar en als ik hier lig, wil je skippen de Spanje al ligt het met de score le kijken die toch de vuur wat de camera van de hoenje. En als je gaat launchen in de parken. Penasitien en misschien nog te galappen. Die wie tonken het al klaar ziet toch. Wat er hoosje horen. Oh, die nog daar naar Chiliat er zo'n finish. I suppose the message in a way, Scotland don't need to run after the game, but they don't need to be overly cautious either, do they?
No, absolutely. They've started that second half quite similar way to the first. Got possession early on and have kept it, moved the ball from side to side. We've got an early penalty here. I wonder if they might look like they're going to kick into the corner, get themselves a good attacking position and see what they can build.
She's offside, number 20. So the scrum or penalty kick?
Dan zie je ze lijnen.
Offside on the kick.
Daar hebben we Amalia Argudo. De Kronagu. So the Argudo pinged for that one coming up. She's been relatively quiet. Garcia hasn't got her into the game as much. Maybe that's just Scotland haven't allowed her into the game, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe not so much in this first half. There was into this second half now. You can see Patricia Garcia organising the Spanish forwards again, getting them into a position, but they're just not able to kick against that wind as easily as they were in the first half.
Yeah. Sean Estel after kind of an urge to Ryan Skiffin in Spain as a year late. Crane call out.
Nice, not too much fast.
Dyr y hiwng da gyda. Agus Delgado y fwyni gybal. Well, that was going so well, but that was a grand piece of larceny by Laura Delgado there, the number 3 who nicked it, turned it over.
Yeah, you could see the Spanish standing off that maul as Scotland tried to form it initially, and then getting themselves in and around.
She got herself in the right place there, the number 3,
yeah,
and just wrestled it away.
Right on the ball to begin with.
Nes gyda, alafag dog a sgwlig yr eist. Conkle yn ochg as y fian.
No, feet! Hey!
Mach yr eist chwn yn ymwyl.
How are you?
Ja, die dacht van wie smyn yw groer hosioch.
And then are you?
So lein het hier niks given de Spanje in de Suez skippelt de shit.
Yeah, girls. Okay. Swash! Bang!
A very Scottish shrug of the shoulders there from the touchline. I don't know what that meant.
Okay, Lion, break!
Analytical shears. Oh, merach Sean Sibian. Sean is Chia Kunostach. Naar de kooi Chia Kechibaria. Kitchach het door de chassis. Noors van de Tolleschach heen. En jullie fijn Kiljorgen de Waal zullen mee. Oh.
Okay, it's okay.
De eerste skippen een halfes.
Okay, she really
Stijl was
started
een
away.
gaag. Vier niet goed. Stiedig gaat 50 trainen. Good defence, good line speed from the Scottish team. They'll be pleased with that. But you can see the Spanish team trying to get Echevarria into the game, the number 15. She's just not had enough of the ball, really, has she?
Yeah, we saw in the first half what she was capable of doing when she got the ball in space. They looked like they were trying to move the ball to there, but a loose pass gave Scotland the opportunity to press hard, and we got an attacking position in much the same position as the scrum earlier.
In de schaar van ware lijnen. Nest gehuwel, is ik jarig. De lijnen die en ik. Skippen de Spanje, de view was op town, this face after.
15!
Hier Evie Tonkin, Chile, bij je Roater Hoshach en je Tarin. Plooi van wijzig globaal het algenjere melkjes. Zal Galabi ro skippelde Hannah Smith.
No problem.
No problem, right to the crap. Gyda fe sy'n ysmwynio hw sydd gyda chws leintyn diarach yr hosioch i'r fal. O, nes merach. Bal yr sgwylach yn y lein y cwrs lwy, cohwc ys e. Agus yr gol y stau, ham ysmwynio gydwyr at y stau e. Gydwyr ha reit i'r gael. Agus at Leah Bartlett. Leah Bartlett a han. Ir y hia tyrys eich gyglwych dy galape. Ir fein Ike. Well, that's one way to mark your debut.
Yeah, fantastic pressure by Siobhan Catigan and Rachel McLaughlin to begin with. And Leah's in the right place to score a try there.
You know what's going to happen here. 6 and 7, the two flankers are going to claim that. Hand in hand, they're going to claim that one. We blocked it and we create. That's set up.
Absolutely.
But that's what they do. That's what they're there for.
It looked like Spain were really well organised there for a kick, and the 10's just taken too long to get it away.
Agus da faoin gile i Galapa agus de Helen Nelson. Dusan Neshtek na Spanji agus a goladors go Kihararit de Galapa. I'm actually surprised the Spanish team was kicking so much, although significantly the wind has gone down and it's much more, well, it's sunnier. I'm not saying it's warmer because people are well togged up, but the wind is not as strong in Scotland's favour as it was in Spain's favour in the first half.
Yeah, certainly not, but we have seen in that first half we didn't see Scotland kick a huge amount. We've already seen 2 or 3 kicks into the 22 and then they're looking to pin Spain down there, and that was an ideal outcome from them, Spain looking to exit and not being able to.
Spanji Kikaharu skip it. Marahang met Dolidors de Nest. Dus het er nou alpe achterhoek ze bij nog beter heb ik hier zo het eerst. Wat hoor ik? Sarah Bonner, Hessie Rash, shit. Dus met die Oligora ha penasitien. Die de gewerkt. Weer ook een of nog te lachen tegen zijn eerste vallen van de Cavex 2 meter zo hard die. Bij zich keer de Shen, Jade Conkel gesloten klaar. Hij gaat Birach Garcia, Stach, Go Almeida. Die is Garcia. Van 3 keer zijn skippen Boel geraast die dat is het Gerard. Hilig. Calvo. Alla väl gick lån bara för det med. Ett kring kolla för den push näst. Konkel. Hij gira tre. Sen karskeljoor. Balke kassen. Goeie Kramer achter de Spaantje. Ben Kramer. Natuurlijk draai ik Konkel zit. Ja, ik je kutje kineles had en ik het stijre cool. Het goviek ne push. De Spaantje Garcia Royke. Kiriara Kloos het. De Viagen. Slie is Kira Houn. En je laat er zijn balen schuilen. Stoken via Garcia mag ik jou strijden. Het is moeilijk wel het maatje klaar. Garcia en knipusht. Konkel naar wat takers de shits bij mag. Maar Jalanach. Zag het er de lijnje. Ach het er de Guman Suez. Crucial intervention there from Jade Konkel just under the post. It's so important that the player stays on the line, isn't it? But how she got her timing absolutely spot on.
Yeah, some good defence around the ruck there, and obviously holding them up over the line and the last one there from the forwards. But again, Patricia Garcia controlling everything from Spain. That quick tap to increase the tempo just to begin with, and then slowing everything down, keeping it controlled when they're that close to the line to try and get over.
This is when all the hard graft with the tackle bags and all the rest of it goes in his midst. But these are testing times. I mean, this is kind of, if Spain don't score here, Scotland can take a lot out of it. If Spain do score, they know they're within, range. This is the intervention she made there. And then, although they got over the line, they got bodies there who I think it was Siobhan Cattigan
underneath it there. Lisa Thompson as well, helping her out in and
see,
around
that's
there.
what 10s do, you see.
Yes, but the same, so it's okay.
It's a big scrum, this one.
Yeah, absolutely. With Lana back on now, hopefully they can set a really solid platform here. If they can turn the ball over in this position, that would be obviously your ideal outcome from a Scottish point of view.
What would they go for, an 8 shove or just be clever about it? I know that's an unfair question.
Back the line, back. Okay, thank you. Back the line.
Probably is always a good answer.
Probably.
Or possibly.
Bye. Set.
Garcia.
No, it's okay. Number 3 and here. The both in the same time.
She had a good game, the referee, hasn't she? She'd be very clear about her instructions to all the players, and the players have made it easy for her, to be honest. She's not had an awful lot to do.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a couple of messy scrums the past couple.
Crash! Line! Set!
Wel, a bepwft y gro, sgipelt y stocha, a dyr y filig sa dyr y gych. Jyd concal y ti'n ymachlu siwys gael iwl yn y dwrst. Dyn y cym na ga, nes y dian y bwys, nes fan di gydol siach at dyr. So that's another moral victory that, although I don't think there's just a bit of concern here for the injury. And I notice Emma Vassal's got some blood issues there with the nose. I think this may have just been the way the scrum wheeled, or Rachel McLaughlin.
I think that was an ideal outcome from Scotland there. They got their timing spot on with the scrum and Ollie, and then a really good positive carry from Jade to begin with. And I've obviously ended up with a penalty there and an opportunity to exit.
Yeah, there was just a completely accidental knee in the face there, but I did notice she was under the posts plugging her nose in the movement before that as well, so not ideal.
I'm sure they'll just patch them both up and carry on.
But they're bound to think of changes. You know, we're coming to the hour mark, which is these days when the cavalry arrives. The Spanish team have made a number of changes. Scotland are sticking with it. There's no reason to change the team, but you would imagine there's 3 possible debuts to come, but you would imagine they'd want to give these people a decent run in the game. Yeah,
absolutely. There's a couple of debut players on the bench as well. It'd be good to get an opportunity for them to show what they can do before the Six Nations. We'll see if they get an opportunity later on.
But the main thing still is to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, is het maar die de geaarste gij van Baas roet again. Skuurtjes merach. Oh, nicht. Goal. It'll er fiegne file show. The Spanish crowd will not be happy with that the advantage wasn't allowed, Sarah. She blew very early, but I think she may have blown for the injury.
Yeah, I think that might be Jenny Maxwell who's gone down there.
They're a bit perplexed, the Spanish team, for obvious reasons. They thought they had broken through there, but I think it was the injury that stopped the game. Let's have a look and see. Line out was clean, good leap there. So it's all right. The pass didn't quite go to hand, so it was a bit juggly there. So it was all back. Maybe a late hit, I think, was it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going back for it. It's obviously a lot of concern here for Jenny as well.
So it was the collision that just off the line out when she got the ball, and just a bit of concern about the injury, quite rightly so. Which brings me seamlessly while we're passing the time. You are injured at the moment. I think people will be wondering why you're not involved in various things, but you want to update us on where you are with your own rehab?
Yeah, so I had an ankle injury in sort of October time, but rehabbing fairly well at the moment. Everything's going according to plan. Back doing lots of running sessions and hoping to be back within the next few weeks.
So that back playing?
Yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully everything's going to plan at the moment, so fingers crossed it keeps going that way.
Good.
We'll see what happens.
Could do with a wee number 9 replacement here, I think, because it's not looking too clever, and we're going to get that.
Yeah, I hope that isn't as bad as it looks at the moment, but I think Jenny Maxwell's she's certainly going to have to come off here, and that was Mary McDonald coming on for her first cap.
Okay, Mary McDonald, Hillhead, Jordan Hill, shout out to them. What does she bring to the table?
She's quick, she's got good distribution and good control. She's been involved in the squads for a couple of seasons now, played under 20s and stuff as well, so she's not new to the setup.
And that's what you want, continuity. Albeit, you know, it's very sad to see Jenny in trouble here, and we hoped everything's okay. But you want to have as many options, and coming off the bench like this, it's try. You know, if you're in that position, coming on 55 minutes into the game, 26-12 up, you're not up against it. You know, there is a chance to get yourself into the game and play your way through it.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's a lot of experienced players around her there as well. So Helen Nelson, Lisa Thompson at 12 as well.
What did you think of the timing watching that again? Just
yeah,
it's
as the pass, isn't it? It's maybe a wee bit late, but I think she's just caught Jenny's knee on the way down.
No, I mean, we've seen, you know, there are late tackles, but the tackle was above waist height, if you want to put it that way, so she may, and we're only speculating here, she may have twisted or something, damaged her knee on the way down. That's another view of it. So the tackle is fairly high, it's nothing directly, but they may have gone knee-to-knee contact or something.
Yeah, they'll take all the precautions here anyway. Hopefully it isn't as bad as it looks.
It's a shame
for Jenny's sake and for the team.
Yeah, maybe we wish her well. It doesn't look good, but we hope Jenny Maxwell is okay. Sin a cert Roma. Sin a dochas gyda Carsgilior agus gyda mar nes dydych go be focus skipping a halapa Chile gyda game as a sport. Dyref na rychi at cwtig yn y ffala mor sen. Rwan y skipper. Nach game. Richriach na hus di bunig. So it's all now about focusing them job in hand, set that aside.
Yeah, a big break for both teams there, so it's now just about refocusing on the job.
Have you been in a situation where you've seen a teammate stretchered off and stuff? I mean, how easy is it to get on with the game?
I think the girls will all have had a chat there about the next job and refocusing, and you have to sort of just take it out of your mind and get on with what the next issue is.
On is Panji. Er is al de oorstag. Ziet er uit hier eerst de cool kijken. Gedok aardig hoog is geboerlijk er eerst. Nächste Jahr is een glach ge. Is de shortje in de hachtig in de Panji. De vieren. Al op de vieren die van Soers toch nog wat skippel te sigeren gaat. Bueso Jeffrey en een elkaar of 3 harichet. Hij kan maken jaars Kamalua skippel te de kassen. Oh, de eerste tune de gestij. Hier is Sapasma zo. Hakorem skippen in Spanje. Daar heeft de galapen penna zit je in Kutjoch. Zo'n Junsi Arst. At de Schuleboel gesnokt ze hier toe plastel er lijnje, schachet er lijnje wel. Ach de Kumal Suez. Chiliger van de finish. Garcia aan de kafek. Ik word dolle de eerst. Er is een prachtige lijnje door. Er zit hier een lijnje de eerst. Er is een tune uit. Er Kumal Suez. Lana Skelden.
That looked like a great piece of defence by Lana at the end there, just to get underneath the ball.
She's taken a big hit. It's cost her big time, I think. Referee, that's twice. Heroic defence. I mean, that is the defensive coaches will be really pleased with that, won't they?
Yeah, some good last-ditch defence there by Lana, getting herself underneath it.
Maybe just switched off a wee second there. You know, there was a few people, I'm not saying wandering under the post, but just maybe not reconfiguring quickly.
Yeah, and I think the initial break just hovering on the inside of it, getting herself set.
But that's again, Garcia twigged, knew exactly what was going on, so let's get going here.
Yeah, I think, and she's recognised that Spain need to up the tempo a bit. She's taken a couple of quick taps.
You know, notice there she's looking for a TMO look at the. I don't know if they are actually doing that today, but she was quickly onto it, asking the referee for another look. certainly not had to do it so far. So this is not good news. She's been in the wars, yellow card and dodgy knee, I think. Well, our day is done, I think, Sarah.
Yeah, it certainly looks like Lana's coming off here.
So that would be Molly coming back
Molly
on.
coming back on as a
Molly
full-time replacement rather than just a temporary
She's
one.
a physio, isn't she? Yeah.
Molly, yeah.
Molly, yeah. That's handy to have around
Is
the team.
An NHS physio. Good at the strapping.
Well, she'll have to leave it for a while to deal with that, I'm sure. Lana will be well looked after. Jenny Callaghan.
She's got a big job to do as a first task again here. Scrum on the 5
big
metre line.
scrum. Another big scrum. Waar hier te gleasker. Nicht. Is hele te gefeem in een spaantje na scoren en je zo'n atien opdracht stijgen in game die is. Wallachke, smachke keer. Jade Konkele kent Kala te dal. Neste Frische gaan live glee. Achter de Kumal Suez die is. Calvo. Het gevastgescheen in de lijnje. Konkele via niet in trein. Kaskelion maar ik Tranedores. Gierig ik naar kassen. Het is nog tiki stjach van de divestij. Van de duif. Ha Kaskelion klok het naar route in de gaan maken ze raad. Zag het er alleen in de eerste.
An advantage on the penalties from scrum.
Pennas guitar. Well, we're entering yellow card territory again, aren't we, Sarah? There's so many penalties been given away.
Yeah, the defence right at the end there has been really good. That's three tries held up.
Yeah.
But we're going back for a scrum, which that last scrum didn't look too great.
Creaked a bit.
The last action of the scrum. Okay, so stay straight and it's okay. Play on.
Lana Skelden er val
Okay.
Gedig het is een trip. Zullen we krijgen kloon nog heuper aan de man. Maar wat gaat Q-line. Die is Karam. Koikmeters omhoog.
Reset and one straight. Yeah, it's okay. Back and one.
Yeah. She's a box of tricks, isn't she?
It's good to see a bit of pushing from the nines there, a bit of competition.
Play on.
Hanken er al she is. Right to the gradual gleich. Oh, heile technisch, dat kan ik al even van je te dieken gemaakt, die is.
Okay.
Maar die is dat de vier gaan cheers een lijnje. Dat de verhaal. Biala stand en is snel op een vier gaan die Kumal Suez. Maar hij dacht eens in de ene Puniki aan de bal. Dat is nog een klaar. Daar is de Buniek. Dat is de Buniek. You know what, the defensive coaches are on a bonus now, the way it's going. It's working.
There's been some really good defence on the try line there, and Hannah Smith got in there early, just held them up.
Yeah.
Got a fantastic turnover.
I know the forwards wouldn't like me saying this, but increasingly it's a feature of the modern game. You see it in the men's game as well. Backs becoming forwards. They're almost like ancillary flankers. Even people like the full-backs going into rucks, for goodness sake, you know. I mean, that used to be forbidden. but now they're in there. I would noticed Evie Tonkin was diving in a couple of them. So it's a 15-man game, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely.
And that one, the Spanish backs there had got the ball to wide channel quite well. Faced with wingers.
So there's been a good 10-15 minute defensive set here from the Scottish team. They'll be pleased with that if they can keep it going.
Yeah. Hopefully they can get a bit of momentum here and then get out of that 22 that they've been camped in for so long.
Konkele die is nästa Julen.
Ball is sweet. It's okay.
Oh, hij bal achter dat.
Ball is sweet. It's okay for me.
Ball has to gallop it.
Good touch. The ball is relaxed. For me, the ball is swept. Okay.
My feeling is that the Spanish substitutions have brought a bit more physical effort into the scrum. They certainly seem to have improved the kind of
Yeah, there's certainly
tightness and the
been a
driving.
bit of a momentum shift on that front too. It's interesting to see Lisa Coburn at the front of that line out there. They've just made a sub in the Scottish front row as well.
Nishtal up it. Féin Coram glúas it. Penas é look at that.
17 on side.
Ginty Michael ar y dwyf. Mae'r rhaid i mi na chw tren sy'n ag asgilion mae hi gw tre fan y chw. Chiati ac yn hen moli rhaid. Coram ach gynnysd ffwchig i gael. Sy'n y dylsw as pys ma. Tidach mae'r gyr ydw. Been down here a while. And I want to get out of this kind of territory as the next aim, I suppose.
Yeah, certainly. I think that penalty gave us an opportunity to clear a little bit. Obviously out of our 22, so that's relieved a little bit of pressure, but we'll be looking to get a bit further down the pitch now, I think.
I've looked in my crystal ball and it says Hannah Smith hat-trick.
Line break straight from this.
Yeah. Ahrahu shot the gallop out of Fichit Louise McMillan. Hillhead Jordan Hill, Erchiner, Kutjoch. De geneest Shakhtar Noor Hietje. Hij is Shannon Dahrahu. Siobhan Catigan ga je. Is toch een Shannon anders en jullie weer kloek in de wavesh. Just to confirm that substitution, Siobhan Catigan going off. She missed the autumn test due to injury. Stirling County Police, so now back. She's been quite prominent in all the.
She's been good today.
The dirty work on the ground. She's been quite busy.
Yeah, it's been
very effective.
Been good to have her back. She's done a good job today, carrying the ball really well in attack. Some great defence, especially in that 5 metre line. And obviously getting a charge down, which led to a try early on as well.
Yeah. Achrahu shot. Yeah. Garcia Falav is Dolkoji. For the B Roy games, Chinir Nahaje and Lucia Diaz. You show you on the next nog on the XG. Just the substitution the Spanish team's made. Garcia has now gone to 10. She's kind of the Greg Laidlaw of Spanish rugby. So she maybe thinks she can control the game a bit better from further out.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen her play games at 9 and 10 and move in between and both, and she's got the same control in either position. Got this new scrum half on who could maybe add a bit more pace for them at 9, and then they're looking to control from 10 a bit wider out.
Diaz, we've seen her before.
Yeah, I think she's played a couple of internationals for Spain. She was involved last time we played against them as a 9 as well, with Patricia Garcia at 10, so they've played together a lot as well.
Jonas Dalapet, close it. Hannah Smith at Jean. Hannah Smith, Didach Maradini as a Hiadley, a Garag, agus a Skolftu. Line at Jean is banned, Farach in your grime in your Hapenas at Jean Kujach, agus a Gorsta Hukata. Didach Maradini High Haas, Cheers. And is in the Kent Mahadish, grime a Gloon. Alapachili, Shachatora. We may have to be 5 gelocht nach dit het vasker voor de Willy. Gorste aan de hand, Penna Seletien. It's Hannah Smith na lie aan de hand. En is in de kent, maar iets de eerst. Jonathan is de schule gemaakt. Kumele boeile tol. De Farachkin wil laten Chandler de line is in 4 meter. Fine get in score hele game. Manila Shakatake Machas a Rod Hanatu. Kumal Kramer a ball, Fudge na Halapa.
Away. Back.
Nästa Gina Diest. Timmy Kullert for the Bill. Hannah Smith. Haas na Sheenig aan de hand kiezen. Daar ook, daar is Viantje, dat ik Kumal Suler voor de Bill vloeg. Penasille. Pennas Haas de Chien. Die dag staat die right in the game. Oh, Hannah Smith en Arst. Nu is het dol. Er is een lijn in de bal. Oh, just to confirm there, Hannah Smith's up and running. She seemed to be down for an age there, and the play raging on round about her. Yeah. And all of a sudden she got up and ran away.
I suspect they'll
there she is.
take an opportunity now that the clock stopped to have a proper check.
Well, they had 3 or 4 penalties the referee was dealing with, just running on because she was giving Scotland the advantage. And fantastic run. I thought my crystal ball had come good there. Oh, it's actually a head injury. There you go. Look.
Looks like it might just be a bit of blood.
I like the way you deal with it. Well, any head injury, however, needs to be carefully looked at if there's any doubt whatsoever. But you know what? My guess is she said, "I'm fine," because she knows she's one off the hat trick.
Yeah, that was a really good break from Hannah.
She's very difficult to put down. I mean, there's no way when she's ducking and diving through these things, you know, you really have to get your tackle spot on.
Yeah, really good momentum from her. Then we looked to go right, and there was loads of Spanish defenders on that side, and maybe the space was on the other side, but in that moment you maybe don't see it as well.
Now it seems like an age since Scotland's been up in this territory. This is where you want to be, you know, but there's been a lot of stoppages breaking the rhythm of the game up and all the rest of it. But now that they're here, one more score is a game finisher, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You couldn't see the gap being tightened that much, could you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You'd be wanting to get some points here. We're 14 points ahead. One more score of any description, and that's 3 scores for the Spanish to come back from. I think this penalty's out wide, so they'll probably look to kick in the corner, but if they get an opportunity in front of the post, I can see them looking to take points.
That's an interesting exchange between the referee and the Scottish captain there, just the kind of reasoned discussion about how things have gone, taking the opportunity of the time being available, and good to see the referee actually engaging rather than saying no, not just now or whatever. Yeah,
absolutely. I think she's been good with both captains today, explaining things really well and allowing them time to ask questions as well.
This is what happened. Let's see if we can just...
The 14 of 5.
No. Yeah, just took a knock on the ground. I think. Yeah. That's why she was holding her head, obviously, although I thought it was because of some other reason. Anyway, game on. Alapa de Cheval, 4 meter amach, voor Loinje de Spain, Lisa Thompson. Gehurgan Noshan. Any ploys that'll come off this, or will the forwards just tuck it up the jumper and off they go? Lisa Coburn's come on there, obviously 18.
Yeah, I think she came on for Leah earlier on. They're in a really good position here. See the forwards looking to create a maul.
Ball afgenisht. Given de Spanish school is Jade Conkle. Chauffeur Jade Conkle, Konerstag. Batsevi te vestij koik meters. Hebben je vatten van de bal. Charlie Geri aan de hendel. Loro Kabele. Goed in Erik dit geval aanwillig. Maar je wie krijg meer een schel. Choi. Koik kim aan de nek de Jan. Soel de Spaan krocht je de goal in. Alapavu. Ta hygele was skippen halape. Van zo jarsko kroeire vitjene lijne gesaartje. Balletje in de raskoot elke gaal. Kloos het is de Molly Reich, de Hannika Skippel heug. Arturi Mache.
Tackle! Tackle! Tackle!
Tiwnda gachafai rasha penas ilitin te galapa.
The four not really.
Tolko Klee. Sira
You
Bona.
have an advantage, huh?
Haast Kora Mikalapa.
Yeah, yeah.
En je skippen Spanje dol Rash. Go Hulov. En Haas Jonas Koram Kata. Machen en Jemel. Rona Lloyd. Die is. Le score hele te galapa. Ik is een beetje smunje gewillen zijn. Ik kur een game. En Machas het dialog te skippen in Spanje. Hjun gewil een grootje is dat beetje smunje hutiante. Kan je weer Rona Lloyd. Lisje Goikev try to skip in the half. You know, one of the best things about that, Sarah, is that Rona Lloyd hasn't had that much of the ball, and she had to be sure when she got it. Good timing of the pass, though, from Rachel McLaughlin as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the patience that we've seen from Scotland, going from one side of the pitch to the other, keeping the ball really well, and then those opportunities are coming for them.
Cavalry's coming on as well.
That's Alex Wallace. Looks like she's coming on for her first
That's
cap
another
as well.
debut, yeah. Cora Michaud. Skipper. Lang minute in de rakel. Hannah Smith voilà, van je liet al één de 3 tries. Die er zag er vast. Ta tussen ko hun die krijgen te galap. Emma Wassel, Hannah Smith. Here fella, Hannah Smith slightly me down on the hat trick, Sarah, but there you go. Emma Wassel, she does what she does. Another great performance.
Yeah, another really good performance from Emma Wassel. She's carried well, she's rocked well. She's done a really good job.
So what's Philip Doyle, Brian Eason, what are they screaming at the team now?
I think
how to finish this off.
Yeah, I think keep on it though as well.
Yep.
They've created some really good opportunities. Finished off well today as
They've
well.
not butchered many.
No.
Any?
I
don't think they've really.
Yeah, no, they've been really effective
okay.
and clinical in their finishing today, which has been really good to see. I think there's probably more in it though as well. So not necessarily closing the game out now. Well, yes, closing the game out, but looking to see if there's more opportunities
more
as well.
Performance, Al heb ik gelozen, gekiendig, gezaveltje. De eerste van 4 minuutjes een game is het voor wat voor Impie.
It's okay. Lads!
En hij staat er de Hyundai's Impie in Loa. Penasilici in zijn bal, het schuilige eerst in een spaantje. Gehoemel is het bij zich gekruid al Golar, Sarah Bonner, geschoemie krijgen meer.
Second advantage of play.
Penasilici in. Groentje vast, durf gaan een spaantje is. Konkelschine, mag er zo'n schieten geschoen is Karamelle.
It's okay for me.
Balen schulke snokko Kafni.
Back.
Kijk, de raske goede trainer gaan we hier shot het in de struge Konkel.
Back, right, 12.
De eerste tien duif shot. Dat je jorachke vijf kutjoch. Gachumel pio. Mari Forsyth. Nästa Dolko Klee. Skippen in Spanje, skuliger fjögne parken is dat er een system achter gauw. Loinjachke. Toegtje met zich hele.
It's okay for you. It's okay for them.
Tonken en nog geriest.
Here for me.
Evie Tonken fancies a bit of the action.
Je peux revenir sur avantage. Tu me dis où il est? For me, the fault that I have an advantage, so it's a penalty for her, okay? Captain? The fault that I have an advantage for you, okay? It's a penalty kick for you. A penalty here? Yeah.
Yeah, she's very clear, isn't she? Everything's just so about the previous offences and everything. There's another Scottish injury here. Oh, Jade Kunkel.
I think she was saying that last pass there was forward, but we're going back for a penalty to Scotland. So another good attacking position.
Okay. So
I'll get told off if I don't mention that Jade Conkle was a member of the Fortrose detachment of the 1st Highlanders ACF. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's made the people of Fortrose very happy.
I've known Jade for a very long time.
That's where she got it. You didn't know that?
That's something I didn't know.
There you go. I'll write that down for you at the end of the game. Siamina Generakal, Skippen Halapa. Avor na chile groich dianta achanorigus genera cos gloinchin Nijak Victorian Domenio. Van Ranguchnecht Ahrahu Ile Panache Muzambe. Wat all hij geneet en er is wat Sonians het je neer.
I have 2 advantage, 1 for full play and...
Naatje Marie Forsyth.
And the ball. Where is the ball? The ball, please. Are you soft? It's a penalty. Penalty kick offside.
Oh, Rashid Man, it's the best kick of the game so far. 5 metres out. Another great shift from Mary Forsyth as well.
Yeah, she's played 75
really
minutes.
Really solid. Well, props play for 80 minutes these days. Xander Fagerson keeps telling me.
Yeah, and a great kick to the corner by Lisa Thompson there. It's given us a really good position.
Nicht. Luring av Shia Yenevie. Konko. For Hachlish. Shoitien. At the Vietnam. Chile. Molly Wright. Molly Wright. Da Hememach. Molly Wright to stay. And it's a score. Molly Wright. Dedicated. Game. Kujach. Dingalapa. 2 debut tries for the Scottish team. Yeah. That's a pretty good day at the office.
That is a fantastic result. Really well organised in that mall as well.
I didn't think Jade was going to give it up there, but there you go. That's a pretty clinical finish, isn't it? I think that's been the hallmark of the performance. Every time they've got into the zone, they've come away with something.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's really good to see because we've had a couple of attempts at a driving ball earlier on and not quite got it right. Yeah. It's good to see.
It's got better as the game goes on.
In the 76th minute that we've nailed
finally
the organisation. They'll take that into the next couple of weeks and use it then.
Ja, de vlakke in de Furushias. Give me Orsten nog. Dusanko Shiajia Karichet. Some is winning a Shanna Wa, Helen Nelson Shahat. Helen Nelson of Falav. Garcia's at it again. The game stopped and Garcia's still going at it. So Helen Nelson, kind of stylish and all the rest of it. Consummate performance. She's run the line really well, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's really got them going today. Organised the attack fantastically well. Created lots of opportunities for her backs, giving us the opportunities wide.
If there's one part of the game that needs a bit of work, I'd say it's the catch.
Absolutely.
The catch and delivery. It's just not quite been. The thing is, it's not been as good as everything else.
Yeah.
It's not been critical. It's where they are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'd written that down after the first half. There was 3 in the first half, and the second half has been much the same.
Yeah. And they lost one. I think there was one try at least came from a. Now it's just tiredness and everything else. Davina Jarakal.
The first one, it's okay, but after it touches a blue, so it's a knock on for you. Okay?
She brings a bit of organisation and everything else, Molly Wright. Just
The blue scrum.
sorting it all out, you know, all these changes with Panache coming on, just making sure everything is seen through for the last minute and a half.
Absolutely.
Crash! Sit!
I
Bang!
think even though this is her first international cap, Molly, she's played rugby at a decent level for a long time.
Spanji Dolma, Sy'n the Anling Hafek, Dol, 8 metres. Alap Erigage, Jade Kunkel. Louise Macmillan.
Stay, go! Number 8 back for you.
Roate the worst, Panache, Mzumbe, Tolichikiliorigal Kalar. So then the last minute, Sarah, so there's no rush, no panic. Let's be tidy about this.
I agree with you, don't speak, okay? Thank you.
Oops.
16 offside.
It's a nice way of putting it. I agree with you, but don't speak. Whoa.
But,
right off the roof, I like it.
Non, il a pas écrit ça du coup.
Don't think it came back, did it?
Ah, Cyril.
I think as we go into the last minute now, that's
Yeah,
you
there's
know
some
exactly
wee
what we
boy in
need.
Almeria running away with the ball just now.
Okay.
I think it did. There it is, come back.
Back! Back, Fred!
So we'll have a chat about how it's all finished, because it's just about there. It's with the Alapuvi Kamaru, Erje, Villatalia, Nitraela, Yanov, Villatalia, Buhtarisha, Fijak, Erretere, Erfala, Ami Smuni, who could be Lilika Loa Hast. Stocher Corny in, when the Nimel sheet could be a game Shachet, no could be Glocher Stat.
You got it okay? Okay, sorry.
No, shouldn't skip an hell off the stock of Traele.
Crashed! Sit! Bind! Set!
Lucia Diaz.
For me, it's you, hold on.
There we go. She is. Pennis de Galapa Korea at the ball. Max Agroy Shachet. Hanin. Now they don't want to kick this directly out. Oh, somebody's got the rule book.
Yeah. Back? Okay.
Unless they fancy another score, do you think? Do they?
Certainly looks like it.
Well, they're keeping the game in play. I don't know that Sarah Denham there might have been saying something about we didn't need to do that.
Ouais, je les attends.
There's a kind of frustrated
Yeah, blue.
hip slapping going on there. Maybe she's calling for more.
Okay.
Corre like Alava Maha. Shia tries Achimmerha. Zumbi. Oh, nicht. Giel look do skippen Alava. Maar if I had to grab water a good. Rona Lloyd. Stochetje. Geloos Herakele de Varke Alava. Je schuurt te gaat zo de maag.
Stay.
Kursonne had Kachuma het al.
Back.
Sarah Law, I can tell what's going through your mind.
Away.
Why don't they hoof it out?
Yeah, I think in that attacking position, yeah, great. But now we've ended up back here. Save their energy.
It's possible the referee's clock is different to the match clock. So Penas to Galapa, maybe this time he's to meet. He's righted it.
Hopefully someone will ask the question here.
Well, the referee's not called it. Listen. Yeah, she's saying it's all right, was what she said. So that means, oh, yeah. That's it. At long last, a game Shachet. Shia Giak Erichet go tussen te Galapa Shia tries. Is a grooi gesnoks a year or two. Sarah Law, 6 tries, all the debuts. New girls 2 debut tries. We could go on about all things, but what do you pick out of a performance like that? We'll deal with the bigger picture, but in terms of the 80 minutes they played, terrific.
Yeah, a fantastic performance from Scotland. We've really seen what they they're capable of. They've been really, really good and they're really clinical in their finishing, just something we've not seen for a while. So that's been really good. Great to see some of the young girls getting on, get some experience of international level before we head into the Six Nations and before we head into our biggest tournament in September.
Yeah. So over the piece, technically it was very fine. Still work to do in one or two areas. We identified the restart. That's nothing new in rugby. People seem to have endless problems with it, so that's something. Anything else you would highlight that they'll focus on?
I think the scrums looked good for parts today, but a bit inconsistent later on in the game, so that'll be something they'll look to nail down in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But overall, a very good Scottish performance.
Okay, let's have a look at the first half tries. I think will be the first thing that's worth looking at. Fantastic start, first 10 minutes. This happened. This was the first of them.
Yeah, moving the ball really early into space and then just finishing off 2-on-1s to finish. First one, Megan Gaffney to Lisa Thompson, and then Lisa Thompson to Hannah Smith, and she's got the pace to finish it off under the 6.
She had a couple of easy run-ins at the end, but this was the second one. There was a lot of patient stuff going on here. Scotland had to work hard to get Megan Gaffney in this position, and she had a lot to do to get over the line. Yeah,
absolutely. A lot of patience in our ball carries, keeping the ball really well in their 22. And then when the opportunity came to move the ball into the space out wide, Megan was able to get on.
So they made the most of it, but the Spanish team at times looked very good. I mean, there were some things they did very well, but Scotland closed them down eventually.
Yeah,
this happened.
When the Spanish team had the ball, they created a lot of opportunities. We talked about the fullback being agile and quick, and she made a good line break there, and then they moved the ball out to the wing and finished in the corner.
They maybe didn't get Argudo into the game as much as we expected, but their forwards were their stronger half of the team, if we can put it that way. They looked very capable when they did things like this. I mean, Calvo was outstanding at number 8. I thought she had a really good game. But Scotland always had the answers. I mean, there was some great running.
Yeah, absolutely. And another demonstration by Hannah Smith.
Exhibition stuff, really. But, you know, she's got the gas and she's got the eye for the break, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Made a couple of really good line breaks for Scotland today, and gave them a momentum. And after the line breaks, I think it was really pleasing to see they were keeping the ball well, building more phases, and most of them led to tries.
Now, we had 6 tries, so all the attacking stuff was excellent. There was a spell, there was 20 minutes of outstanding defence, I think, when Scotland were really at siege. But they didn't concentrate just on the defence. They had the attack, and they made the most of all the mistakes, everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Spain didn't have the ball for huge periods of time today. I think that was the deciding factor, and particularly in the second half, even when they did have it in their 22, they were under a lot of pressure to exit. We were able to get a try out of that one.
And it was the clinical way that Scotland finished their chances that was the most encouraging thing of all for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keeping the ball really well and finishing the opportunities when they came. This one for Rona Lloyd. She didn't touch the ball as much in the second half as she did in the first, but again, when she did, she scored a try.
But she also did some fantastic cover running back, you know, using her pace. But again, this kind of thing where the forwards took control, this was the kind of game changer. I mean, it was beyond reach by now, but just to finish it off and to cap it all, Molly Wright's first try on her debut.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked at the time about how well organised that was, and it was particularly good to see, having seen a couple of the mauls not quite go to plan, but to get that one right at the end will have capped off a very good day.
And just very briefly, we talked about the Six Nations next, fortnight today, Ireland, and then all the rest of it. Let's focus on Ireland. Huge encouragement, briefly to finish off, huge encouragement from the result and the performance.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good to get a really good performance and a result, which will have closed the gap in the world rankings. But gives us good momentum going into that Ireland game, the start of Six Nations next week.
And as long as they work on the things that have to be done, it's a step on a much longer road.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have a camp in the lead up to the Ireland game, so there'll be plenty of training sessions to put things right and to work on the things that have gone well as well, leading into that game.
Now, you made your own debut today in the commentary team, and you got the score, and your prediction was fantastically wrong, if I may say so. Scotland by 6. That went out the window early on.
Underestimated it a little bit. I should have put more faith in them. 6 tries, I think that's what I meant.
Okay. Tafelas sér lá. Vi skönja le feckin alla för Chiluk och Ferrevillat alla farfischen dul Ferrevillat och resta skippy and hennes arste na teen an rangen en tool. Van de gulletunje was saas is program för de alla på asken i Spanje. Du Matting is fisken ma en estertien.